Gather round, hustlers, the sip, you're still living. Pay attention and listen to the rhymes that I'm flipping. Don't try to play me nice, try been spitting. If you disagree, you gracing. Now like homie, you tripping. Did so many records, I lost count. My approach to music is sorta gothic. Homie, I black out. Poetry on the beat, man, you can't out-snap me. Man, the boy is too gifted, man, you can't out-rap me. The devil wants me to stop, but I ain't fake, cause I know he's too weak. Like 14 days, right off the bat, real quick, let's set the record straight. Make no mistake, been great, been dope since the first tape. Did it for the people that was plain to see. I gave you the first tape, no charge or fee. So if you ever see the police harassing me, tell them I never sold dope, I gave it out for free. Thanks. I appreciate you doing that for me. You can't help but groove to this one, you know what I'm saying? It's that soulful music. That groovy music, you feel me? Your boy back, sorry for the wait. While I had his time, now let's set the record straight. It's the return of the boom bap, real rap, super soldier serum. I can do this all day, no cap. I'm Young Vito, voice of the young people. Flow so lethal, it's borderline illegal. MCs move the crowd, real ones do it seamless. I make them say, hey, like the Dean's List. Genius, all facts. You heard my last tape on the Roy. My first name ain't Hugh, I ain't known to play, boy. No play, all of my ways lead to Yahweh. All day, know it's levels to it like parfait. New way, keeping God first is the mandate. Okay, I can never lose with this mind state. No way, I'm taking 2 L's like Cool J. Ote, you ain't tryna buck, it's the wrong day. Needed a track to say I'm back again, so I hit up OB like I'm Anakin. Star Wars reference, by the way. Said I hit up OB like I'm Anakin, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. OB is also the producer on this track. I got a slick mouth, you might want to roll with me. Just saying. Your boy back, sorry. Jazz. Alright, so boom. The big coming Carlos said he had a lit pregame and I could pull up on him. Tryna roll. For real? Bet. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Got your vibe, come and meet the team. Come and kick it with your fave 3. Chop it with us, come and join the stream. Trust me, y'all, it's must see. It's a culture party if you partaking. Hottest podcast, it ain't no debating. It's ringing off cause it's so engaging. Let's keep it raw. You won't find this on no other page. This kind of talk, this kind of cloth right here is tailor-made. What up, Lo? Tryna have fun, we the plug then. It's for the people so the culture win. Need an outlet, then tap in. Come tap in. We keep it fresh with the content. Yeah. We even got Bash Stop from Carolina Blitz. And Shot from P&P, they're a perfect fit. Cause what's the point of a pregame if it ain't lit? It's lit, it's lit, it's lit.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the pregame. We lit, we live, and while y'all edit, like, comment, and subscribe, my guy Shot. What's good with you, my boy?
What up? What it be like? What's popping?
Hey, I can't call it, bro. It's Thursday, Friday Junior. Some people say, but I'm happy, bro. Everything's good, man. How's everything your way? How was your week?
All good, man. No complaints. Busy, but no complaints.
I feel that, bro. I feel that, man. So shout out to everybody who's watching on Twitter, who's watching on YouTube, and who's watching on IG. Make sure y'all come over here, rock with the family, like, comment, subscribe. You already know I'm going to ask you, Shot. Vashai's on her way, but what you pulling up with today?
Man, I'm pulling up a little bit of excitement. That NCAA football 25 pre-order drop. I already got it. I already put that pre-order in, so I'm excited for that. Just waiting on. I think they drop a trailer tomorrow.
Yep,
so that's gonna be lit. Yeah, man. So I'm excited about that. It's crazy because they got like a little countdown timer. Once you hit the pregame, once you pre-order, there's like a countdown timer. So it's like 60 days left or some shit like that. So yeah, man, it's dope. I'm excited for that.
I'm excited too, bro. Like, and I seen a lot of people on Twitter going back and forth, like, "Oh, why y'all excited about NCAA?" Bro, we haven't had an NCAA game in I don't know how long, bro. Like,
bro, NCAA 14 was the last one, and I'm telling y'all, man, my college years were built upon dynasties in that game, bro. I love the college football game. I'm happy it's back. I'm glad the players are getting paid from their likeness. And yeah, I'm glad they did whatever they had to do to get it done. But I'm excited for it to be back, bro. I'm very excited. Cannot wait. Bro. I don't know where I'm gonna find the time to play, but if I know once I get hooked, it'll be just like old times.
Yeah, bro. I was gonna be my next question because I don't know how, bro. Because you are busy, dog. Busy. I don't know how you're gonna do it.
We're gonna find some time. Stay up later, bro.
Hey, that's real. That's real. Are you gonna play online or are you gonna just make it down?
I'm not a big online guy. I like taking the small schools, building the dynasty, the recruiting aspect. Yeah, I'm curious how the transfers and all that stuff is gonna work. Keeping you guys, so it's gonna be fun. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for that to go down.
I forgot to pre-order, so I'm definitely about to pre-order after we get off the
show.
Go
ahead and pre-order that joint. It's lit.
Vashti, what's up with you?
Hey guys, sorry, my computer had to reboot.
Whoa. Hey guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah, my computer had to reboot. My bad.
No, you good.
I'm here.
That's the energy I was looking for right there. I was like, that's not usually Vashti. It's been one of them weeks.
Boy, oh boy. We here though.
If nobody else in the world feel you, I feel you.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely pulling up with the club VIP. Gas tank on E and no drinks on me.
No drinks?
No drinks. I'm tired, boss. It's been a week, bro. It's been a week. I have to catch y'all up later, but it's been a week. But other than that, I'm good. What you pulling up with, Vashti?
Fatigue.
Hey, we all
tired. Fatigue rating 62.
Hey, everybody tired.
Fatigue. So, but we here.
I feel that. Well, we here. That's all that matters, man. So first off, before we get into the content, am I the only one who has Kendrick lyrics stuck in my head, like Kendrick bars throughout the week? I just say like random stuff. Is it just me, or are y'all on that too? Or y'all just like over the beef?
I'm over the beef.
Yeah, same. I'm over it. I mean, I like it when Not Like Us come on. It's a vibe, but yeah I'm kind of over it, bro. We moving on.
It's like little bars pop in my head. I'll just be like, A minor.
You was Stan, bro. You was Stan.
Stan is definitely a strong word, brother. I love hip hop. I love music. Bro. So like, look, I rock with Drake, all those different things, but L is an L, bro. Like, and no, it's not just me. I talk to a lot of people that just everybody's still doing a BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy don't be stuck in my head.
Man, but nobody talk about the BBL Drizzy, bro. We moving on.
Yeah, I it had me in a chokehold for a week, and I've it's so much stuff that's happened. A lot of which we'll talk about.
Yeah,
that I'm until somebody drops another anything else. Like I'm.
Well, we got so much from Kendrick. We won't see him for another 10 years.
All right.
So Drake could be back and drop another hit in the summer, and things will be like nothing ever happened, bro.
Nah, man, he dropping the album, man. But yeah, y'all check.
You're right. You're right. That album is coming. My apologies.
Yeah,
you're right.
He is definitely you got to capitalize on that. You got two number ones in 1 year. You got to capitalize on that. 100%. But before we get into the content, I saw this on Twitter, and I was like, yo, this is a good leeway into what we're talking about. Whenever you see this picture, what is the first movie that pops up in your head? When you see New Line Cinema, what pops up? For me, it's Friday.
Okay.
When I see it, I think of Friday. Like, oh, we about to watch Friday. What movie pops in y'all head when you see this?
Was Boomerang on that?
I don't know. It's either that or the orange one. I can't think of the other.
It's
thing.
just all like the 90s movies for me.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a blur. I can't pinpoint one movie, but any 90s movie, bro. It's like, wow, man, I ain't seen that in a minute. It's throwback.
I know. I saw it was a nostalgic moment. I was like, yo, I gotta put this in here real quick because I was like, yo, when I saw that, I automatically thought Friday. But that goes into my thing I want to talk to y'all about, man. So speaking of movies, what y'all watching these days? Is it a TV show? Do y'all have time to watch something? What are y'all looking at when you have a moment? Whether it's like, hey, I just watched this real quick. This is a throwback, oldie but goodie. But what are y'all watching these days?
You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah, go. My bad.
X-Men 97.
Boy.
X-Men 97 heavy. Just watch the last episode.
Boy.
Bro, old school, little nostalgia there. That's what I'm rocking with right now. That's probably the only series I'm watching. But man, I've always got like, you know, I'm if I were to choose another line of work in another lifetime, it'd probably be some sort of investigative where I love Channel ID, so I'm always watching, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, man, X-Men 97 is fire. That's what I'm on right now.
Yes. Vashti, what about you? You've watched any movie lately, a throwback or anything? Or TV show?
I have been watching like throwback movies. I think I tweeted about He Got Game. I'm just literally getting onto Tubi. I always thought it was a app for like those airbag films.
Go ahead and say it. No, go ahead and say it. Say it. Say what your chest.
You know, subpar from Tubi, but Tubi actually has a lot of like Black classics. So I watched He Got Game. I watched the movie with Marlon Wayans where his brother came back. Just old sports movies.
Okay.
I've been watching the playoffs. Sometimes the playoffs have been watching me. And it took me a while to get onto this series, but I literally just started watching Bridgerton.
Oh, I love it.
I couldn't get
super late, man.
I couldn't get into it at first. I couldn't get into season 1. So finally, I think last year around this time, I watched season 1, and then now I'm watching. Now that season 3 is here, I'm catching up on season 2. So yeah.
Okay.
Fire.
I can't get into Bridgerton.
It took me a second too. It took me a second.
Okay.
It took me a second. It's one of those you guys just keep watching, bro. You keep watching it, you eventually get roped in.
That's what somebody told me. And the first episode, I was like, this is corny.
Yeah.
It is. I was like, this ain't for me. Them timepieces be hit or miss for me.
No, it's good. It's pretty good, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
What I appreciate about it is I love history. Yeah. So as in the first season, I was actually going back and fact checking and seeing if the story had true historical context, and it does. And I think that made me even more invested.
Yep. That's me. I'm the same, bro. I will stop something, Google it. I gotta double check, and then I'll go on a tangent, find a YouTube video about the actual moments. I'm the same. I'm the exact same way. Exact same way.
Yep. That's dope. That's dope. Y'all still didn't convince me to watch it, but that's dope though.
Nah, you just gotta. When you get bored one day and there's nothing else on, you throw it on and just stick with it, bro. You'll get hooked. You'll get.
Oh yeah, you know, if I'm gonna start something, I gotta finish it, right? So if I started, I will finish it. But for me, it's definitely X-Men 97. That's a whole nother pod to talk about that because that fire. Like I watched majority of it one weekend, and I watched the final episode last night. And it was like 11. My dad called me at like almost midnight, and we talked about it. Just catch up on it. That thing is fire. If you like, it's very nostalgic, 90s vibe, but really, really good storytelling. So even if you're not like a true comic book fan, or you're not a animated, cartoon type of person, you could follow the storyline because it's so good. So I've been rocking with that, but lately I've been on that nostalgic feel, and I've been rocking with Martin. I've been watching a lot of Martin, from like going back from season 1 and just checking out and just realizing how funny that show is. Yeah. And I know y'all probably gonna rag me because we did the top TV shows and I picked my wife and kids for the sake of,
I was gonna say, what you have Martin like number 4 on your list? No,
it was disrespectful.
It wasn't disrespectful. It was 2. Yes.
I don't know. We got to go back and check that.
Y'all want to fact check? Go ahead and fact check me. Go back to that.
Check the tape on that.
It was 2. It was 2, but it really is number 1. I did it for the sake of the pie. It's only for entertainment.
Entertainment purposes.
Yeah. But Martin is definitely goated. All right, let's get into some real
quick though. Sierra mentioned in the chat, Baby Reindeer. Have y'all seen that?
What is it? I didn't know what
it's
I didn't know what she
wild.
put Baby Reindeer on.
That's
so
one I
just
cut
kinda
off.
ignored it.
My mom
I cut
couldn't
it
finish
on.
it either, Shad.
Yeah, I cut it on. I was like, this is crazy, but I heard it's
It's
good
weird.
though.
Okay,
And
so
it's
give me
based on a true story.
Yeah.
And the guy who is the lead actor is playing his own
Yeah.
role.
Oh, that's
So
wild. That's
that
weird.
makes it even weirder.
Okay, so
Yeah.
give me like a quick synopsis. Like what
It's
it
about a stalker, basically. This guy has a
Interesting.
stalker and his relationship with the stalker and a whole bunch of just stuff. I got
Interesting.
into it and then I had to finish it, but it's a weird story. And I'm not sure if I'm glad I watched it, but yeah, it will give you pause.
It's like
The
one of
layers,
it's like a short
will give
series.
you pause. It's you can finish it in a day. It's like
Okay.
8 episodes, I think, and 30 minutes a piece.
Oh,
Or
okay.
six,
Not too
30
bad.
minutes a piece. It's not bad.
All right. So Bridgerton and Baby Reindeer, excuse me. We'll check it out. Okay. Well, let's get into some content. So let's start with all right. So boom. So I'm not sure if y'all heard this news or not, but Monday Night Football has said RG3, you're out. Jason Kelsey, you are in. I know we've talked about RG3 before on this pod. I think some of us are not big fans of RG3. Some people think he's a cornball. And I stand in that lane too. But it's interesting. He's out. And I think they're going to keep Marcus Spears. They're going to keep Ryan Clark. They're going to have SVG, and then they're going to have Jason Kelsey as well. What are y'all thoughts on this? Do y'all feel like, dang, RG3, like, did you feel like he did well on this? Did you even look at what he did? What are your thoughts on just completely removing him from Monday Night Football? Let's start with Vashti.
RG3 been a cornball brother to me. Word to Rob Parker, who basically was on the Stephen A. Smith trajectory. If you remember it, then he said RG3 was a cornball brother, and that literally after that it was like it went downhill for it. I really don't care. I'm not a fan of RG3 for various reasons. One main reason that I'll leave out, but yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with the change. I'm interested to see I'm interested to see how Jason Kelsey is in this role. The only reason why I don't like it is because, and I'm gonna go there. White players retire and they immediately get these type roles, right?
Yeah, let's go there.
Black players retire with just as much, or if not more, like accolades in their career, and they find it very hard.
You got to create their own
after football. So in that aspect, I don't like it because here is a brother. A brother, not with a job, but
with a hard ER. It's a brother with hard ER.
But yeah, I don't. That's the only thing that I don't like. I hate that, and there needs to be more of a conversation on this. And I think that former players, black ones, should speak out and be like, why are these white guys retiring and immediately getting these high cachet type jobs, and black players aren't afforded the same luxury. So yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. But as far as RG, I'm cool with it.
Shot, what you got, brother?
Yeah, I'm be short. I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care about the commentary. Whatever. Y'all do what y'all got to do. I watched the game. I kind of wish I watched it on mute half the time on any game. So I could care less, really. Shout out to Kelsey. I know his pod is pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
RG3. Most folks call him a cornball. Man, I don't pay enough attention to him. So it is what it is. Yeah. But I second Vashti's point on a brother not getting a job, and it does seem that they get shooed right in to get these positions. So I do second that, but outside of that, man, I could care less.
No, I feel that. I do watch this just from a media standpoint. Just I like to see like how people are doing on the cuff if they're asked a question, how they carry themselves, the different analogies that they use, and all those different things. RG3 was whack last year. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. He was whack. His analogies and things that he did, it was straight corny, and it was so much so that like even Marcus Spears and Ryan Clark was just kind of like first laughing at it the first few weeks, and then first they were just like that's not it, bro. Like, stop. So I agree with everything Vashti said. I think the only reason that I'm just going to give Jason Kelsey I could say pass in this place is that he kind of established himself via his podcast. But I think about, like, if this was Tom Brady, and it's different. Tom Brady hasn't done anything, but they just moved Greg Olsen, off of team 1 and put him on team 2 just because of who Tom Brady is. And it's probably the same way with Jason Kelsey. The last name precedes him, and good luck to RG3. Hope you keep on your podcast.
I will say though, like, I think Pat McAfee's creating, like, him doing his own thing, and then creating what he created. I think that has really created a lane for other folks to kind of maybe land these jobs they're not supposed to be getting as soon as they are. Because especially, like you said, Jason Kelsey and his brother, they have their pod.
Yeah.
So maybe they're looking at it like, hey, we can kind of capitalize and try to catch the next Pat McAfee. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but it is what it is, man.
Brothers aren't getting the opportunities that McAfee.
They aren't.
And that's the thing. And their podcast can be just as entertaining or more, and just as informative or more. They're not getting the same type of opportunities.
But they'll talk about you.
To me, it's based purely on race. And I mean, you can say that it's not, but that's what I think it is.
No, I think that's real. Like, how many times have we heard the ESPN, FS1 all talk about game manager, game changer, but never had Cam Newton actually on the show? Yeah. And he built his own platform, almost 100,000 subscribers and all those different things. And finally, he gets an opportunity during the draft to actually get on ESPN and commentate. But it's like it took all of that just to lead up to show that you're worth it, So I agree with you, Vashti.
I feel like, as someone in media, and we're all in this space, I'm glad Cam is doing it on his own. I hope he continues to build his own platform. Mm-hmm. We have to try to build our own outside of their big network. So because, like, our voice, they steal the stuff from us anyway. Honestly,
that's real.
It's a copycat league. I see stuff that I post on other sites all the time. They
credit.
Drive the conversation, and it goes up from there. And they take it from us. And for me, the goal isn't to integrate with them. The goal is to compete legitimately compete. Now, I won't be able to compete with the ESPN because they have a whole system behind them. Right. But at least, to have ownership. With that ownership, you at least control your own, what you talk about and all of that stuff. Once you get into that big company, your voice is different.
Yeah. Very true. And I think, like, as much as, like, I rock with him, but we've seen that with Ryan Clark as well. Like, some things you just can't say like that anymore because of the network that's behind your name. So.
And I hope they take RG3 off college football too. Just wipe it clean.
just let him do it.
Keep college, man. He got to keep something.
Man.
He got to keep something.
That's where his legacy is. That's where his legacy is.
He got a Heisman, man. He got a Heisman. You got to keep him on something.
You keep him on something.
I'll pass. Like you said, the jokes are corny,
and it was terrible. It was terrible. All right, so WNBA kicked off this week. Some solid games. It's been very entertaining. I really am happy that a lot of people are starting to watch WNBA a little bit more for various reasons, whatever your reason may be. I'm glad that you're supporting these women who are balling out here. The biggest thing that everyone's talking about, of course, is Caitlin Clark, who was on the thumbnail here. And also the title of this thumbnail is F Around and Find Out. I think a lot of people have really got a target on her back. Diana Taurasi came out before the season started, was saying that she's about to get a lesson in terms of what the WNBA is, and she had a really good solid preseason ball and everything, but she had a rough start to the season. I think she broke the record for the most turnovers. I guess to start
she had a double the wrong way.
She had a double the wrong way. 20 points, 10 turnovers, which is wild. And homegirl, I can't remember her name. I think it was Dijon something, but she was locking her up, locking her up. And so I want to see, like, what do y'all thought about? What did y'all think about the kickoff? What are your thoughts around Caitlin Clark? Do you think that this is going to be an occurrence for her, or do you think it just might have been like, hey, it's one of those games and she'll get it together? Let's start with Shot.
Yeah, I think it's just rookie stuff. She'll get it going eventually.
Yeah.
I just let me just say this. I think it's great for the game. My eyes was on it. I had it on, and I was watching it during the pod. Like that's how much I'm in. Like I'm all in, bro. I love the women's game is dope. Like
Yeah.
to me, it's more exciting than NBA games outside of playoffs. NBA is dope. Like it's starting to level up. But I can't watch NBA during the regular season, but women's basketball, even college, the college is fire. Like it across the board has been dope, and I'm enjoying it, man. I'm this is great. And I made a tweet the other day. I know we could probably gonna talk about it later, but man, we gotta bring back the Sting, bro. I hate that we can't get no part of this, bro. Like all this excitement around women's basketball, and we ain't got no slice. So I think that sucks. But man, Asia, what's all this stuff, man? They all fire, man. It's all dope. I love to see it. And I'm glad that these ladies are getting a platform, and this is fire. And they got their private jet. Shout out to them too.
Hey, yo, that was lit. About time, bro. Bashai, what do you think? Did you get a chance to catch it?
I didn't watch the game. I've been following it though.
Okay.
Well, right now Caitlin is 1 of 5, 0 for 4 from 3. And the Fever are losing to the Liberty. So listen, she came in with a target on her back. Huge endorsement deals, already deemed the GOAT, and you haven't played one quarter of basketball on a professional level, and they got it out for her. This is like we saw Love and Basketball when old girl came in, Monica, and the vets had to show her what's up, and that's what it is. I like Shot. I think she'll get it together. But you can't come in with that hype and other players feel slighted because they aren't getting the attention or the money that she's getting, and them not take it personally. So right now they're taking it personally, and they're showing it on the court. But outside of that, I like it. I like the attention that it's getting. Hopefully the exposure continues to go up. The endorsements continue to go up. The deals continue to go up. But the key is you have to have stars. You have to have stars. And the stars were created on the college level, and then that translated to the pros. And the reason why I think women's basketball is more fun is because I think men's basketball has become too buddy-buddy. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think AAU and that whole, like, when I played AAU, your high school team formed an AAU team. So it was basically a way to play summer ball with your high school squad. And and then so you still had beef with opposing teams and players. Now you on a new AAU team every summer. All the top guys team up with the top guys. There are no true rivalries. I think, and unfortunately now we're seeing it with the transfer portal and stuff. It's coming to the women's game, but I do think the women actually have legit more beef. We see that on the college level with South Carolina and versus LSU and Caitlin's. What was her team?
Iowa.
So you saw legit beef out there, and I think that when you have players who aren't buddy, I think that translates on the court, and you feel that passion as someone who watches it.
I think those are great points. Those are great points, and I completely agree with all y'all. I think that Caitlin will get it together. I think that she's going to be fine. But real big shout out to Asia Wilson. That's the homie. I rock with Asia Wilson heavy. She just got a Nike deal. She's the first Black woman since 2010, I want to say, to get her own signature shoe. I think they call it the A1s. I'm gonna have to get my wife some or something. Like, I got to support in some kind of way, because
I hope they look good. They better not come give her
right.
That's
not,
all
I get a t-shirt. If I get a t-shirt, I'll get a t-shirt if they look trash.
Yeah, better
either way, I gotta support because I think that's really, really dope. I think the only bad part about it is, like, you do that after Caitlin Clark gets in and gets her deals. It's kind of like Asia's been balling since. You know what I'm saying? She's been balling for how many years now? So at least she finally got something, and it's with Nike. I respect it.
I think hers was in the works all along.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
announcement was
Okay.
more calculated.
Got it.
That's what I think.
Okay.
But social media, of course, will push you towards some stuff, and social media is a good place to bring awareness and bully people into doing
Oh
right.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think that kind of like, but I from what I've heard, the deal was in the works already. Caitlin's just got announced first,
Which is still interesting, but okay.
right?
Okay.
But
Go
yeah,
off.
I also heard that Asia wanted to do hers for it to coincide with her going back to South Carolina as a professional playing in Columbia and all of that. So, I don't know. This is all speculative.
Yeah. And speaking of some other news as well, Golden State just got their own WNBA team. So they're the Golden State Valkyries, which is like the female warriors. So Golden State Valkyries. That's the name, because they tried to do like a female warrior, so they went to the Valkyries. And I hope that the Sting come back, man. Like bring the Sting back, let Dawn Staley coach, and let's cook.
Drop the bag. Somebody got to make it.
Somebody make it. Call Tepper, shot.
I'm sure I'm the last person he want to hear from.
Valkyries is a terrible name, by the way.
It is awful.
It's awful name.
That's
it's awful
absolutely
name. Don't roll off the tongue.
It does not. It does not.
And it's even spelled weird. It's VALKYRIE.
Yeah, I made jokes like the Golden State Valkyries, but no, it's not it. It's not it. Sorry, it was a bad joke, but that's what I was. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was terrible, bro.
Yeah,
I was gonna let that one go, but
thanks, shot. Vashti laughed though. She chuckled. That's all.
I laughed at the corniness.
It was corny. Yeah, I'm not saying it was supposed to be like a Kevin Hart joke. It was supposed to be corny. Valkyrie, like, man. Anyway, moving on. Some people got Netflix and chill. We got Netflix and Hard Knocks. All right, so Netflix just signed a 3-year deal with the NFL to host the next Christmas Day games, which is wild, right? Netflix is really, we talked about this already on the pod before. They're really getting to this streaming space, and they're not playing any games, right? They just had the Tom Brady roast, which was 3 hours, which I still have not watched yet. 3 hours, just like, it does not move me. I don't want to see it because it's 3 hours long. I heard it was funny, but that's just not me. However, they're getting into the streaming space. So I'll start off with the Netflix piece, and then we'll get into the Hard Knocks portion. Vashti, what are your thoughts around Netflix actually getting to the streaming space? Now we got to go on Christmas Day and watch these games via Netflix.
I just hope they got it together since that Love is Blind travesty, because I was extremely disappointed. Honestly, I haven't watched anything live on that. I was hyped for that, and it soured me. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I didn't watch the Tom Brady thing live. I didn't watch the Cat Williams thing live. Yeah. So they really have to have their systems tight for this one. So I mean, outside of that, NFL is king. They're gonna pull from as many buckets, money wise, as they can.
They're cooking.
Just another bucket.
Cooking. Shai, what you think, brother?
Yeah, no, I think it's dope. Like Vashti said, like Netflix is trying to take over. They do need to fix their streaming situation. I know I caught I think I caught Chappelle live on Netflix, and I caught Cat Williams live on Netflix, and they've gotten it together since the whole Love is Blind debacle. But man, Netflix is dropping bags, man. They're dropping a lot of money. I'm sure it cost them an arm and a leg to get the rights for the Christmas days. Mm-hmm. A lot of eyes are gonna be on Netflix, and not only that, we talked about it maybe a couple months ago, but WWE too is coming to Netflix. Yep. So the amount of money that they're throwing out there, I'm not sure if it's because I don't know, they're kind of losing market share. There's a lot of streaming services out there. I know for me, I'm not checking for Netflix like that. There's probably like 3 or 4 down the list when I'm checking streaming services. So now, you got NFL, and I'm sure this is going to lead to something bigger down the road. This is probably just a little test, little pow to say, all right, this went well. Now let's try to get the Monday night games. Let's try to get, the Thursday night games. Let's try to get something else. So I think it's just a step in the right direction. And I already pay for Netflix. So, I mean, most people already paying for it. They locked down the password sharing. So like dudes ain't just, so
sharing with the whole family.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Shout out to Netflix.
Facts. And don't be surprised when your monthly subscription goes up, y'all.
Oh yeah, it's already high.
It's
Don't be
already
surprised.
high, and then you got a premium and a regular, and they have certain content that's locked out unless you have premium. It's getting out of hand. But I also find it interesting. NBA and NFL used to have their holidays, right?
Mhm.
Thanksgiving was NFL, Christmas was NBA. With these two NFL games on Christmas Day, I'm sure the NBA isn't happy about that.
Yeah, NBA's falling off. They're falling off big time in terms of their popularity. We already talked about the All-Star game before already on the pod and how barely any of us watched it. We just kind of caught the highlights. It's very, very interesting. I'm
You,
not sure what's going to happen with that. Go ahead, Shot.
you mean the in-season tournament ain't work? That didn't get your attention?
Absolutely not, bro. You see my team
Man, I thought
watching the
that
playoffs
worked.
like we are. Not at all. They tried it though. They're like, oh, we're gonna make this work. It's gonna be like college basketball, in-season tournament. Have a raise a banner during the season. No, absolutely
It's
not.
because the regular season doesn't mean as much, and that's
Right.
why.
Yeah, and
The
they're too
regular
buddy.
season, the regular season doesn't mean as much. Guys don't start playing until probably February to make a late playoff push. Now you also have the play-in tournament.
Yeah,
So, you got what? They playing what, 80 games regular
82,
season?
82 regular.
That's a lot.
It's too
So,
much.
you watching somebody on a Monday night in January, that game is meaningless and they
Right.
play like it, which is why people don't tune in until the playoffs.
Mhm.
Facts. I'm one of them.
Absolutely. Same. All right, so Hard Knocks. This is the first time they're doing something like this with Hard Knocks. They're going to actually have an off season with the New York Giants. So basically, what's going to happen is they've been filming them since January all the way into July, and so we're going to be able to see the draft, the transactions, and all of that. I'm really excited about it. I love doing things like this. I think me and Shad talked about like us in another lifetime being a GM. So I enjoy kind of seeing the ins and outs of what they're doing during the off season. But my question for you all, over and under, are we going to see Brian Burns talk stuff about the Panthers? Vashti, what do you think?
Under.
Okay.
Brian Burns doesn't. I don't think he has beef with the Carolina Panthers. Brian Burns wanted to get paid, and he got paid. You know, I think that when they didn't get a deal done before the season started, and he elected to still play, which I would have held out then if I were him, but
Yeah.
he elected to still play. Then he had to come to the realization that, and he always knew that he might not be in Carolina long term. So I don't think he has any beef. Jeremy Chin is the one with beef. But Brian Burns, I don't think he's gonna I don't think he would dog the Carolina Panthers.
Okay. Shad, what you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. He didn't seem like that type of dude. But I'm gonna be interested to see how this all worked out. How they worked the deal and how they you talked about it. I would love to see the ins and outs and kind of, I don't know how much they're gonna show us,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be real interesting to see how they talk around that and how that deal went down. Outside of that, I mean, the Giants don't really interest me much. But
Right.
just to kind of see how that Brian Burns thing went down would be dope.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious. I don't think he's going to talk stuff either, but I do think that he may say something along the lines of like, this, I can tell this is a team. He may throw like a little subtle jab, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Not like what old boy did. So we'll leave it at that. All right. So the name of this, like I told you, the name of this episode is F Round and Find Out. Did y'all hear about this viral video that went on? If you have not, this guy, I don't know what his name is. It was on TikTok, but he basically came on TikTok and he said that he has a daughter who's in elementary school, and I think she was 7 years old. And his daughter was getting bullied by another girl at the school. And it's been going on for quite some time. They actually had meetings about it with both parents, and he told the parent, please, make sure that you tell your child not to do this, to the other father, all those different things. Well, it continued to go on. And so this guy posted here, and his brothers went up to the school and jumped the dad. They beat up the dad and basically said, like, all right, we told you not to. You can keep on messing with my daughter. Now I'm about to mess with you. What are y'all thoughts? Let's start with Shad first. Shad, you got two
Yeah.
girls, right? if this is happening, what are your thoughts around? Would you do something like this? What are your thoughts around all of this that happened?
Man, bro, like, all right. So I get it. Your daughter's getting bullied. You wanna protect your daughter at all costs. I completely understand that, but you gotta go through the appropriate measures. And again, like you said, he did meet. I'm hearing he did meet with the school and met with the parents and all that stuff. But that's got to be the last option, bro. And I see he got I think that's a Mason chain he got on, bro.
Yeah.
I just to post it. I think that's the most egregious thing. You know what I mean? Like if that's what you're gonna do, handle your business. But to post it and kind of and then I don't know, man. I can't see myself doing something like this. I can't see myself doing something like this.
Okay. Vashti, what would you do?
I didn't see this. I heard about it. I didn't know he posted the beatdown.
Well, no, he didn't post the beatdown. He posted the aftermath. Like he posted himself talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And saying this is what I did and why I did it, basically.
Was it one-on-one? I don't.
See, that's what I'm getting to. No, it was him and his brothers.
That's the part. If you want to fight somebody straight up, you fight somebody straight up.
1v1 me.
You have now become the same thing that you're mad at this man's daughter for becoming. Right. So I don't agree with you and your brothers going and jumping this guy. I don't have any problem with protecting your daughter. You know, I don't feel like physical violence should have to be involved in this instance.
Yeah.
I was bullied once. Can you believe that I was bullied?
I can't believe that.
I remember my bully. Her name was Aisha. This is when I lived in Key West, and she bullied me when I was riding the bus. I guess I was kind of like, you know, I know why, but I'm not going to stay on here.
Yeah,
so, but I just stopped riding the bus. So it's kind of like I don't know if the little girl could not go to school. There has to be another way other than beating up the father. I don't know. I just the jumping part, it doesn't sit well with me. Getting the brothers and jumping the dad, that could escalate stuff way further.
Worse.
Yep. Yes.
And now
and not only that, he did it. He did it in front of the little girl too, to prove a point.
Yeah.
To say, hey, your bullying actions basically caused this. So he was trying to prove a point to that little girl. I'm like, come on, man, there's got to be a better way to handle it. Yeah. So and again, you do that to the wrong person. Now this dude gonna pull up to your crib, like Vashti said, with some straps. So it could all go. It could all go bad, you don't know. You have no idea.
Right.
Honestly, I would be less mad at him telling his daughter to stick up for herself, and if she gotta go toe to toe with the girl, then she gotta go toe to toe with the girl.
Absolutely.
But as the father going and fighting the dad, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to see me. You can run, like, if you're gonna get there, like if he based on this video, he said that they tried to do it peacefully and cordially. They met with the teachers and the principal and all that stuff. Nothing changed, and then that happened. That's okay. Then you can see me. We had a conversation, right? But I'm not going to, one, get my brothers, two, do it in front of the girl. Like, no, you can catch a fade if that's what we're going to do, but it's going to be a 1v1. But hey, to each his own. I hate that he put it on Twitter and TikTok and all that stuff, but you know, now a kid got to live with what they just saw about their parent. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that you just created, a bunch of mess.
Y'all are parents and I'm not. Would you have your child be like, yo, you got to stick up for yourself? Like, we saw that Fresh Prince thing where Ashley was getting bullied and Will was like, back up. You know, like sometimes you gotta bully the bully. And that's I think, like, if and when I'm a parent, I would handle it that way. Like, okay, if this girl is bullying, then you gotta go toe to toe, because in life there are gonna be people who bully you, and usually bullies back down when you stand up to them real quick. Right. And it's not about somebody else fighting your battles. Sometimes you got to fight your own. So I'm just curious, as fathers, like, what do you think about that?
Go ahead, it's a great question, because I have one in middle school and I have one going to high school next year, and we haven't had to deal with anything too crazy. But I have spoken to my daughters about it, because again, you know how I am. I lay low. I don't cause no problems. I tell my daughters the same thing too. don't put your nose in places where they don't belong. If something going on, you get out the way and mind your damn business. That's how I teach my kids. But if somebody's, yapping at you, I've always told my kids, hey, you gotta man up. If you take the L, then you take the L. But I guarantee you, they're gonna think twice the next time. You know what I mean? So you gotta be able to stick up for yourself, whether you're gonna lose or win. I've lost fights before. It happens. You know what I mean? So you just gotta get in there and handle your business. And
yeah,
I think that's just I don't see myself ever now I have a conversation with somebody's parents, but getting a physical altercation with somebody else's parents is lame. It's not going to solve anything.
right.
You're not going to be able to fight your daughter's battles her entire life. At some point, she's going to have to woman up and take care of herself. You know what I mean? So
great. I'd rather her get in trouble for beating the little girl up than me beating the guy up. It's just
that's a great point, Bashta, because I tell my kids too, if something happens and you get in trouble, we'll handle that. Like I'll handle that with the school. I'll talk to the principal. We ain't worried about that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, facts. Growing up, like my mom and dad ain't raised no pun. They told me like you'll get in more trouble if you don't stick up for yourself.
Facts.
Then you fight and everything. Facts. So you wanna not fight, take an L, and then take an L when you get home too, or you gonna stick up for yourself and do that, and you ain't gonna get in trouble when you get home. And so that's the way I raise my kids as well. It's like, don't start nothing, right? You ain't gotta start it, but you're gonna finish it. Like if you get there, you better do whatever you can to stand up for yourself. And if you lose, then hold your head up high. They like Shah said, they're gonna realize that, hey, I may not need to mess with that person again, but I'm gonna be upset if you don't stick up for yourself. Like stand your ground and be proud of that. So yeah. But I'm not gonna fight no day. Look, bro, people crazy out here. People got guns. People press charges. I love my life. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing. People are crazy. People are crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
So the only way I will do that if they put hands on my child, then okay, then now we can go there. You know what I'm saying? But it's no need. It's no need for that. There's other ways you can take care of that. All right. So I know we got like 2 more things. One thing I want to talk about is the draft lottery. I saw Vashti post something about this, and I thought it was a good topic to talk about. I didn't watch the draft lottery. I just saw the Hornets got the 6th pick. The Atlanta got the 1st pick, but it got me thinking. 2 questions. One, what are y'all thoughts around this draft lottery situation? And do you think that the NFL would adopt anything like this to kind of eliminate tanking, quote unquote? Shah, what do you think about this? What do you think about this draft lottery situation? And do you think that the NFL would do anything like this?
Nah, I don't think the NFL implement anything like this, and I'm not a fan of the lottery. I think it's dumb. I think it's antiquated. Needs to be updated. They need to do something else. But again, I'm not the biggest NBA guy, so I can't really tell them what they need to do. But because I understand the whole tanking aspect, because they already resting players and doing all that. They got a whole nother battle to fight. But yeah, I definitely don't. There's nothing wrong with the NFL system, so just keep it the way it is. NBA, on the other hand, I don't like it. Not a fan.
Okay, fast time.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think the NFL has a tanking problem. The NBA at one point had a tanking problem, right?
Yeah.
And with the NFL, unless you get a quarterback, and every quarterback is not, I mean, one player is really not necessarily going to completely change your team like an NBA guy would. You got what, 53 versus 15. So one player can really. I don't like the NBA draft lottery. I don't like it. I don't think the teams who need the most help oftentimes get put in a position where they can be the top pick. The Hornets have been shafted several times.
Yes, at least 3-4 times. Yes.
And even this year, they went from having a 13% chance, a top 3% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick to being picked 6 because of some arbitrary lottery. I think that that's something they have to figure out. There are enough smart people in the league where they can figure out a better system to dispose of NBA draft picks. I just don't think the lottery works. Yeah,
no, I completely agree with you. I I don't know how the lottery works, to be honest with you. So I will have to do more research on it. But I feel like it's a lot of politics behind it in some kind of form or fashion. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just the conspiracy theory part of me. But it's just very interesting to see how things work and how people with really minimal percent chance win almost every year. When people like it, I don't know, it's just really 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 weird. And the Hornets continue to get shafted each year when they have one of the worst records in NBA. I don't understand it. I do not think the NFL would do anything like this. I think the NFL has a really good system so far. I don't think people are tanking on purpose, especially since, things have come out with, certain coaches saying that another owner asked you to tank. So it's a lot of lawsuits and stuff out there. I don't think anybody's going to tank on purpose, but we'll see. But I just wanted y'all thoughts on that and see what you thought. So let's get into this real quick. So schedule release happened last night around 8 o'clock. And schedule release became a thing in the last few years where the social media team, it's their time. It's like their Super Bowl. It's their time to shine, to create a really cool, unique, creative release video. From a communication perspective, since this is what I do for a living, like I enjoy seeing like the creativity behind what they're doing, how they're doing it, some of the analogies or some of the themes around it. I want to hear, before I give my thoughts. We talked about which one we thought was we're going to talk about what we thought the best was, what we thought the worst was. But let's talk about the Panthers real quick. What are your thoughts on this? Was it mid or was it pretty solid? Let's start with Vashti.
It was mid to solid. I wasn't that impressed. There were some laughs, the guys drawing pictures of the guys. I like videos that reference the opponents, and this kind of put the focus on the players, which is cool, I guess. I think the budget this year was a lot smaller, maybe. I don't know, but I saw so many more well, not so many, but I feel like the top are really at the top, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah. Shai, what you think?
Definitely mid. You call this the creators Super Bowl. Well, this kind of matched the Panthers play from last year.
Ooh.
Not very good. Not very good. Especially like we've seen better, right? We've seen better from our Panthers.
Yes.
Like the throwback one was fire.
Yes.
That was elite level. That was elite caliber creativity. This was off. This was terrible. Like this wasn't even. You couldn't even tell who were playing. Like you had to really pay attention because you was looking so much into these paintings. Like it was mid. It was very bad. Not a fan at all.
Yeah,
not even mid.
Yeah, and I had to sit back for a minute because when I first watched it, I was like, all right, I gotta like, am I tripping? Because everybody on Twitter and everything was like, oh, this is fire, and I'm like, am I tripping?
Did they?
Like, bruh, yes,
it was a lot.
Bruh, it was a few people that who they are on Twitter that were like, yo, this is good. I'm like, is your fandom showing, or are you looking at this? Because I thought it was not good. I felt like it was last minute.
Not good.
I felt like they did not. Maybe they didn't have a budget, and I was expecting a lot more. And what made it even worse, which goes into my next segment, was when I looked at all the other teams and what they did. I was like, yo, is it because we did not have any primetime games, or because of the season that we had, they were just like, okay, we're going to do something. I don't know. But I feel as though that we got clowned better in the other teams' videos than our actual release video.
That's a good point. Maybe it's because the Panthers have been, maybe it's like we're in a year where we really we're going to prove a year. We're not going to have all this razzle dazzle.
Right.
We just going to get it together. We're focused on the ball. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
It is.
I don't know, but it was boring. I liked hearing, you see how they put Xavier first because everybody is enamored with his voice, and rightfully so.
Yes.
But the concept was.
But here's the thing. Not to cut you off, Vashti, I caught something and I saw Shot say the same thing, and I was in the comments like, yo, bro, was this by happenstance, bro? Or was this just like, intentional? The black players were painting the black players and the white players were painting the white players.
It was definitely intentional, bro. You got it on the screen. Yes, you got Chuba painting Tommy Tremble. They're the same complexion. This is very intentional, bro. This is very intentional, bro. They paired up the paint colors. They was like, y'all two are the darkest. Y'all paint each other and go down the color spectrum. And I'm sitting here. I got to about week 14. I'm like, what is happening here? I'm like, what's going on? It was definitely intentional, bro. And I mean, maybe they were trying to avoid a situation where they picked the wrong color and the wrong shade. Maybe that's the case. But it stood out to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird and I look into things that deep. But it definitely caught my eye for sure.
Yeah, so I was like, wait a minute, this like, and maybe that's what it was, right? Maybe it was like, oh, if the white guy painted the black guy too dark, it'd have been, I don't know, but I caught it and I was like, wait a minute, this
definitely intentional.
Yeah,
there was two pairs of whites. There was then there was Tommy Tremble, and Chuba, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. They're the same complexion.
Yeah.
And then everybody else.
And JC. I think the only ones that weren't like complexion wise was Robert Hunt and Timo. And that's what threw me off, where I was like, okay, it's just blacks and whites. That's what they're doing. It was just very interesting. I don't know.
Now that you think about it, I mean, if a white player
exactly
a black player,
I get it. I get
like,
that.
bro, what is this?
Right.
So it's better to err on the side of caution if that's what if it was a conscious decision. I understand why, and it might have been smart.
Yeah.
For the white players to be matched with the white player, because you don't want to get too dark. Then it's like now it's a caricature.
But to me,
right.
But to me, that just brings up the whole, like, why even do this video if it could even go to that?
They probably took more time. They probably took more time thinking about it from a DEI perspective than actually.
They probably did. I'm sure they did. But it's still, the question begs: why even do if it requires that much of a conversation? It seems like it doesn't need to be done. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
I put this out there. There's diversity and a lot of creative people that work behind the scenes with the Panthers, but they aren't making the big time decisions. Okay, so the people who are really driving it refer to the ones who maybe understand the culture, know the culture a little bit more, but they aren't the ones making the final decisions. And the ones who control the media team, or the ones who they're not from here, they don't understand it.
Yeah.
There's a different connection. And I would love, I'm not gonna get in free game. I'm gonna be quiet.
I thought about it too. We ain't doing no free game out here, because I thought about things that they could have went with, right? And I guess I can say this now because of the fact that like the schedule is over and everything, but and maybe you have to get copywriting from said company or whatever, but I feel like it was a miss, because on this, if you did not have to do copywriting, you got a whole shirt that says X-Man with Xavier Leggett, whatever you want to say. You really could have went like X-Men 97, or you could have went something, you could have did superheroes, or you could have did something better than just painting
superheroes.
A teammate. Like you could have you could have did something really dope with it, right? Maybe they was like, oh, we thought about that, we didn't want to do it because Spider-Man brought him. I don't know, but it could have been a lot better than what we did here. But I will say this: it wasn't the worst one that I saw out of all the teams. Some people were trash, but getting into that, if you had a chance to see some of the teams, what would you think was like the top one for y'all?
The Chargers knocked that thing out the park.
Bro, they do it every year.
Chargers knocked that
every
thing
year.
Hard.
Every single year.
Literally, they had so many details in it though. Like if you watch, and it was relative up to having Buckner in the kitchen. That literally happened 2 days ago. And I know they had the concept for this video because it was too good. This was already fleshed out. And somebody went back and said, no, bro, we got to include this.
We got to add that.
We gotta add that. Like,
did you catch the Panthers one? Did you catch the Panthers Sims one? in the Chargers
Oh,
one?
I did, but
It was about Cam. It was Cam. Remember Cam got into the
that
fight?
was Cam. I couldn't
It was Cam in
tell.
the boxing ring with the hat, and he was fighting. He had the guy in the headlock. Yeah, it was
Oh, I
about
didn't
Cam.
realize that was Cam.
Yeah.
They did that was good. Oh, and shout out to Tennessee. I like they got to next year. I don't need to see Broadway questions anymore.
Right.
Like last year they were the best. I loved it. Them trying to name the teams. This year, taking jabs at the Jaguars, hilarious.
Right.
That was good. It's run its course now.
Right.
We gotta get something new. But those were my top two.
Okay, Shai, what you think?
Nah, I just think the Chargers, man. I give so much props to the Chargers and their creative team because it's not just their creation and their schedule releases. They have an entire they have
it's an experience.
Maybe it's partial to me, but they have a whole podcast similar to me, right? That's official with the team, right? So I think that's so ahead of the game. They're getting ahead of the game. So I admire the whole Chargers creative social podcast. Their whole thing is dope. I've been following them for a long, long time, and they've always been top tier. So I always give credit to the Chargers. So it's super dope for them. I didn't watch too many others. I will give the Panthers credit for this. They did release an alternative one with the throwback highlights. That was dope too. So that one was fire.
Oh, I didn't see the alternative one. That was
today. It was
they released it at the same time.
It was the same time. Yeah, it was like a 30th year anniversary. They went back and did
I didn't watch that.
Yeah, that one.
It was
pretty good.
That was better than this one. It was better than this one.
I also I need to go back and I like the way that they showed how the teams find out their schedule.
Yeah, I want to get into that one next.
The Panthers did that.
We're gonna talk about that to close out. I like the Chargers too, top tier. I hate to say because I'm a hater of anybody in NFC South, but Atlanta Falcons, they did like the little NFL street thing. I think that was like real nostalgic. But the one that was pretty solid was the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears did the Ferris Bueller's Day Off vibe with DJ Moore. So DJ Moore was Ferris Bueller. And I thought it was very cool because like if you've seen Ferris Bueller and how it works, and he's going to all the schools, but they had like a Mean Girls twist to it and everything was cool. But when they got to the Panthers, because of course we playing the Bears, the narrator was like, and sometimes you get a call from your ex, and then like DJ Moore was looking at his phone and said calling Panthers, and he was like whatever and closed the phone. So I thought that was like interesting to say like, okay, that was a nice little play on him being an ex-Panther, but theirs was pretty solid. But yeah, Chargers took the cake for me. So speaking of the behind the scenes piece, and we're about to close out. Behind the scenes piece, they show like how you're looking at it and when you get the schedule and all those different things. A lot of Twitter noise and social media noise around Bryce's response to Week 5 Chicago Bears. What are y'all thoughts behind like seeing that video, seeing how they do it, and the response that Bryce saw, the response that Bryce showed? Let's start with Vashti.
I'm not reading too much into that. I mean, obviously, guys in their minds have dates circled on the calendar. Yeah. I obviously saw the reaction where he was like, I don't know if it was a reaction like, oh, I'm ready to prove myself against the Bears specifically, or it was, oh, that they would put this matchup together between two number one teams or whatever. I mean, we already knew that was going to happen. I'm not going to read any. Listen, every game is a prove it game for Bryce this season. That's right. So, whether it's the Bears or whether it's New Orleans Week 1, like not prove it to, but people will be watching. I don't feel like Bryce has to prove himself, but based on all of the criticism that I see on social media every day regarding him, like it's 1 week at a time for Bryce.
Yeah. Shai, what you think?
Now, I think the behind the scenes thing was pretty cool. I never really understood how they got their schedule, so it was pretty dope to see that. And his reaction, man, was cool. He gave it the little Cam, New York Giants. All right, I see it. Yeah, I mean, it's time to go. Let's buckle in. But again, I'm like Vashti. We don't need to read too deep into that, and I completely agree. He's got to prove it every week. We've got, and again, we can get into Bryce, but there's a lot more things around him that are better. And I think he's gonna have to show and prove because, and I said this on my show, is that this excuses right, are starting to diminish. Right,
Yeah.
you can't see you. Hopefully, you will no longer be able to say, "Hey, the offensive line got to hold up," or you
Yeah.
can no longer say, "Hey, the receivers got to catch the football." Right, the
Yeah.
talent is getting better, and so I'm hoping, and this is all best case scenario, that the coaching is better,
Yeah.
the receivers are better, offensive line is better, and so Bryce got to come in. He got to do his part. If he does his
Yeah.
part, man, all the haters to shut up, man. W's cure everything. That's what we need here in Carolina.
I respect it. Usually I'll like disagree with y'all for the sake of entertainment, but I'm really disagreeing with y'all on this one for real, for real. I'm reading all into it, right? One, because Bryce is so media trained, and I feel like this was a really cool, unique experience to see him, quote unquote, off camera, where you can kind of see his personality, him laughing with Derek Brown, all those different things. And I remember a lot of the reporters and everything last year was asking him questions around, how are you motivated? And he was like, I'm intrinsically motivated. I don't listen to what's going on. He's paying attention to what's going on in social media. He may not say he is, but he definitely is. And he sees all the things talking about the Bears and what's taking place there. He sees how much, the Panthers gave up to get him here and what, losing the first round pick, getting Caleb when he sees all that. So he sees it. And he's like, yo, bet. It wasn't too much, but he's realizing that and he's noticing that. So I'm reading into it. I think that was one that he was like, all right, bet. And does that mean that it's just that one game? Absolutely not. I feel like every game is a prove-it game for Bryce. I know somebody put in the chat around like, do you feel like he's getting too much heat? I think a lot of heat is on him because he is potentially the franchise quarterback. And that's what happens. You're going to get the praise, but you're going to get the heat as well. And I agree with Shah. Like, there's no more excuses. Hopefully, you got all the pieces in play. Now it's time to prove it. Everybody says you can't throw deep. Everyone says that you're too small. Everyone says all these different things. Now it's time to prove it. And so as Bryce will, like he did last year, he was quiet. He's going to be media trained. He's not going to say too much, but he's paying attention. He's keeping receipts. That's how I feel. He may not tell y'all, but I feel like any competitor, come on, y'all, like any competitor is paying attention to what's taking place. And he's like, yo, bet. All right, chip on my shoulder. But he's not going to say that to the media. He's not going to say that to the media. Come on now. You hear it so many times from everyone else in the Panthers facility when they're talking about this, how much Bryce is a competitor, how much he is trying. He's saying all these things off. He may be saying these things off camera to people he rock with, but he's not going to tell the media because they're going to take it and run with it, create articles.
I agree with that, but him shaking his head in that way was like, okay, yeah, of course, But I don't think that matchup has any more juice than anything else. Not after last year.
Yeah, but last year was yes, I agree. But last year maybe a little bit different for us as fans than him. Number one pick versus number one pick. You lost some. You were so bad that they got Caleb Williams. You lost last year. Now it's time to prove that they made the right decision. All those different things, like all those scenarios and those stories are in his head. He's like, yo, bet. It wasn't too much where it's like, oh yeah, I'm about to get him. But he showed some emotion, something that you normally don't see out of Bryce. And so I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it too much, but that's what I caught from it. And as a competitor, as someone who always wants to win, who always like, yo, I'm about to beat you in anything. He's like, yo, bet. All right, I got you. That's what it was. It was definitely the Cam Newton, New York Giants bet. I got you. All right. So this was good. I enjoyed this. What we'll do in the next few weeks is we'll talk about the strength of schedule. So this came out. And you see Panthers are real down there. I don't really look into the strength of schedule piece yet, but this is what I want to do. I want us to go through the schedule. Shot, I know you did this with Dave on PNP, but we want to go through the schedule and see what we think. This is way too early predictions, so I'm gonna call this out way, way, way too early. But what we're gonna do week by week in NFL when the season starts, similar to what we did during the playoffs. Each week we're gonna pick what we think, who's going to win, who's going to lose throughout the entire NFL. And let's see who will win the entire season. I'll keep record for all three of us, but that's going to be interesting to see. But look, I appreciate y'all. Oh, one thing I want to say real quick too. We got a mailbag question we'll do next week. It's very, very interesting. So y'all stay tuned for that. It was actually pretty funny. I can't wait to hear what Vashti and Shah got to say about it. It was pretty wild. So we'll talk about the mailbag question. Last time it was about parents and stuff. This one was some relationship advice type of wild stuff. So it's going to be interesting. So shout out to this person that put this in. But yeah, look, as always, thank y'all for pulling up on us. And we are out of here. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.